The gospel for today's liturgy continues Jesus' final instructions to his apostles at the Last Supper. Jesus was well aware that they were anxious about the separation they were soon to experience. The apostles were uncertain about what was going to happen in the future. Jesus, understanding those feelings, and went right to the heart of their concerns by reassuring them. I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to be with you always. I will not leave you orphans. A couple of years ago, I shared with you a wonderful image of how God's Spirit helps us along our often complicated journey of life. The image speaks of an indigenous people in equatorial Africa. Whenever they went off on a journey into the bush, each member of the group would carry a bundle of provisions balanced on his or her head. But there was always one person in the group who carried nothing. The person who carried nothing had a particular job. If for some unexpected reason, an injury or exhaustion from the oppressive heat, someone was not able to carry their provisions, the person who had nothing to carry would fall down next to him or her and take up the burden and carry it. The tribe gave that person the name, the one who falls down beside us. This is a wonderful image to describe the advocate that Jesus promised to send to the apostles and to the church. The Holy Spirit is the one who falls down beside us to help us with the heavy burdens we think we can no longer carry. It is important to remember that the advocate, the Holy Spirit, does not assure us that life will always be easy. The apostles had to face many challenges: doubts, opposition, persecution, imprisonment, ridicule, and for some, even death for their preaching and faithfulness to Jesus' teachings. But in the midst of all they endured, they were strengthened, guided, and lifted up by the Holy Spirit. Jesus wants us to know, especially in these difficult times, that God's Spirit is present to us always. He is with us in our present concerns and fears about the disruptive situation that the coronavirus has caused. God is with us when we sin. God is with us not to judge or reject us. God patiently waits for us to come for healing. God is with us when we succeed, when we love generously and serve faithfully. God rejoices in our created goodness and calls us to love more deeply, to serve more faithfully, and to give more generously of ourselves for others. God is with us in our sufferings, when our world as once we knew it seems to have disappeared. God is with us when people we love leave us, when sickness and death surrounds us. God is with us, affirming us and calling us to patience and courage. God is lying down beside us. Jesus tells his disciples that he will not leave them orphaned. Although he will no longer be physically present to them, the Spirit will be sent to them to fall down beside them in their exhaustion, in their brokenness, and to lift them up. The Holy Spirit is God's presence walking with us on the journey of life. The Holy Spirit is God's strength, always waiting to pick up our burden when our strength appears gone. Through the sacrament of our confirmation, we receive the fullness of the Holy Spirit. We were anointed and called to fall down beside our brothers and sisters who are weary from the everyday challenges that the coronavirus has imposed upon us. We have every right to feel unsettled by how our lives in so short a time have been so radically changed. Social distancing from those we love is so painful. Wearing masks in public is so uncomfortable. Working at home or not working at all is such a challenge. Not hanging out with friends at school is so hard. And not being able to attend sporting events or go to the beach, and not traveling for vacations, and not assisting at liturgies are so difficult to accept. But doing these uncomfortable actions are really acts of love. We are keeping others and ourselves safe. Love one another, Jesus tells us. By making these sacrifices, we are literally falling down beside our brothers and sisters. By these acts of love, we are saying to each other that we are not abandoned or alone or left orphaned. Because we have fallen down together, we will be safer and will experience God's presence through our compassionate self-sacrifice for one another. God bless you.